It's the book of it's the book of 1 John chapter 4. 1 John chapter 4, in at verse 1. Well, the point is verse 1, and it reads, Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits whether they are of the Most High, because many false prophets are gone out into the world. And we'll get out Job chapter 12, beginning at I'll start at verse 12, Job 12 and 12. With the ancient is wisdom, and in length of days understanding. Verse 13. With him is wisdom and strength. He hath counsel and understanding. Verse 14. Behold, he breaketh down, and it cannot be built up again. He shutteth up a man, and there can be no opening. Verse 15. Behold, he withholdeth the waters, and they dry up. Also he sendeth them out, and they overturn the earth. Verse 16, the point, with him is strength and wisdom. The deceived and the deceiver are his. We'll start off by giving all praise, all honor, all glory to call Loyam La Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem HaKadosh. Double honors to the elders and to the apostles that taught me this truth. Peace and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, questioning this truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives and the freedom to do so now more so than ever. So shalom to the Akim and Akwat out there listening and learning. Lord willingly, this is edifying. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of other nations, appearing like the other nations, but who subscribe to this truth. To you, I say shalom. It's the brother Yahweh coming at you with another lesson through the spirit and through the power of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. This lesson is inspired through the spirit. Kind of like on some information I had been heard. All right, I watched this particular channel called Truth Seeker. He breaks down certain symbolism, and then he made a statement that a beloved brother that's across the water. He just did a video like yesterday or this morning or something like that, and he made a few different statements. Pretty much with the coming deception of this whole system, which this was all the will of the Lord anyway. He went into how, America really was founded, like America isn't what people believe it is. It was a big ritual. That's why in like Washington D.C. you got, different names and images of different idols, Greek gods, Roman gods. You know what I mean? And how America is pretty much founded on Freemasonry, which is rooted in Luciferianism. Go look that one up. So these people are ultimately Satanists. Uh, and again, we're in a time where the Lord is revealing many truths. We at the time of the end. I say we're living in the book of Revelations because you go into Revelations, it means to reveal, and a lot of things are being exposed or revealed right now. But anyway, ultimately is and that's how you know you're gonna need Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. Yahweh meaning He is, He exists, or He to be. By Hashem, Bas in Haz does Shem His name. Yahushai meaning He saves or He delivers. True names of the Most High God and His Son, who people English call God and Jesus Christ, whose true name in the Paleo Hebrew is Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. Because the Lord ultimately, on the left-hand side, set up a system that's rooted in witchcraft, that's rooted in deception, and only way to see the light is if the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua on the right-hand side is dealing with you, And then you got what is known as a false light. That's why I read 1 John. But matter of fact, I'm going to get this book of It's the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 2. Salakia, 2 Corinthians chapter 11. I'm going to start at verse 13. For such are false apostles, deceitful workers, transforming themselves into the apostles of Mashiach. Because you got individuals that set up on the left-hand side of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua in order to deceive the ones that the Lord don't want. I've heard brothers make mention of, over the years about how the Lord is the ultimate chess player. And the beloved elder made a statement, and it summed it up the best I've ever heard it summed up. He said, you got individuals that play chess against themselves. And he said pretty much this is the Most High playing chess against himself. Because you got the left-hand side and the right-hand side. And that's what, when you really get to the understanding of that, that's what actually gives you a sense of fear. It's right now a powerful message going on in Israel, especially while the elders is actually trying to get individuals in this truth that's part of, the camp that I believe has the truth, camp that I was formerly a part of. But in the spirit, I like to believe I still am, it's a certain standard that they're trying to meet. And, a brother did a video, which I follow that brother, and it was heavy, because pretty much that brother, that brother have a lot of visions and dreams and whatnot. He was saying how pretty much it was men that walked and went through everything with certain brothers, and certain brothers was rewarded their garments, and certain brothers wasn't. And that's a scary feeling right about now. His brother did a video, which is a powerful lesson. It went into like pretty much the fairness of the Lord. And I think he went in and brought up the account about Jephthah. That's crazy too, because the scriptures talk about don't make an oath to the Lord, and he made an oath, and it's a foolish oath. And he said, what do you think? At the end of it, the Lord said, oh, you made a foolish oath. No, he still had to sacrifice something he loved. But he did it. And to show you the cold part, his daughter was with it. I'm not going to go into detail, but I was just thinking like, shit's so crazy. And I always had to explain it to my children, because my children have had dreams and whatnot, but not to the extent like, I don't tell them about certain parts of the prophecies because I don't want to scare them, what I mean? I just recently told them about the ICBMs yesterday, because of the vision the brother's daughter had, or dream, or however, the spirit had her bring that out, because that's powerful. It's a lot of powerful, the scriptures talk about in the book of Joel that the Lord, what's that, Joel chapter 2, I think it's like 28, the Lord's spirit gonna be upon all flesh, and your daughter shall prophesy. I know I'm butchering it, but you know what I mean? Because the Lord can use the heathen to prophesy, have dreams and whatnot. Look at James Cameron. We living in a time where literally the motherfucker really try to do Terminator. It's a lock here. I'm going to digress. I'm not trying to stay on topic. But it says back in 2 Corinthians 11 of 13, for such are false apostles, deceitful workers, transforming themselves into the apostles of Mashiach. Verse 14, and no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. And, verse 15, therefore it is no great thing if his ministers also be transformed as the ministers of righteousness, whose end shall be according to their works. Scriptures talk about faith without works is dead, because if you have faith, you're going to do works. You're going to do things to prove your faith. Made me think of what that brother said again, too. He said, of course, at the end of the race, you don't have the same momentum and strength and whatnot that you did when you started off the race. But at the end of the day, the difference between the beginning and the end is you're about to end. If you don't have to keep on, you don't have to run the whole race over. But you want to start how you finished, strong. He said then after you get to past the finish line, that's when you can take your drink of water. That's when you could lay down and get your ease. That's when you could get and that's when you receive your reward if you ran a good race. But that guy Truth Seeker, he was making a statement because he was, and the brother was making a statement about how fake and false, and this place is just, it's an illusion, when Alex Jones made that statement, or however he, it was a term prison planet, and these devils is really truly trying to make this place a prison planet, but the brother made a statement about, he was like, it's no coincidence, or it's not surprising that you got these entertainers that's a part of the system, because as I was coming up, I've never seen actors or singers or rappers or whatnot actually helping run, like Kamala used them for her when she was running her campaign, or Donald Trump using them now for his inauguration, but he said they're just constructs of pretty much the system. They're not really Democrats, and they're not really Republicans. And he's absolutely correct, because when you go into like Donald Trump and like Elon Musk, they both were like pretty much Democrats at one point. Now they're Republicans. Just like a Freemason may say he's a Christian, because Freemasonry, they say that you could be of any religious belief and still be a Freemason, but you're not of none of those religious beliefs. You're just a Freemason. You know what I'm saying? Like he was saying, DJ Trump isn't really a Republican or a Democrat. It's just roles he played. Because ultimately they all Luciferian. So this term heal, because the guy Truth Seeker made a statement about that. And I had always kept it in the back of my mind, and this is spirit that I was able to actually go into it. It says, that was Nelly, because I laughed at it, and now a brother did a video on it. I was going to do a video on it, but that show you how the Lord work. If you don't do something, he gonna have it come out regardless. That's how you know it's a body for real. But it says, in professional wrestling, a heel, so that's the term, a heel, is a wrestler who portrays a villain, bad guy, baddie, evildoer, or rule breaker, and acts as an antagonist into the faces who are the heroic or protagonist or good guy characters. So you got a protagonist, which is the good guy, and the antagonist is the bad guy. Because it's the Most High God create good and evil. Like right now, Esau Edom is the antagonist, these Edomites. And, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, West Indians, and Haitians, God's true chosen people that have repented and came back to the law, statutes, and commandments of our power. You are the protagonist, And that's why the elders used to make that statement about the Bible is really just about, these two main nations. I mean, yeah, it's things in between, but for the most part, you got the left-hand side of the Most High, you got the right-hand side. You got, the children of Satan, and you got, the children of the Most High. And then you got children of men, Or you got the sons of the wicked, sons of the Most High, and then you got the sons of men, which is the other nations. So I took this as a good point too, because one of the famous heels was Hulk Hogan, showing you how scripted everything is. And when you're looking at nowadays with basically politics, you can see the script. Like you can see, I stopped watching wrestling when I was at a young age. I used to watch it back when you had WCW, when they really was contacting each other. In wrestling, you have people really kill people. Like Roddy Piper, brothers always like to bring up that movie They Live. Roddy Piper really killed the person. Wrestling. That's how dangerous wrestling was. But nowadays it's more acting. And it's funny how, Vince McMahon, because people forget that Donald Trump was pretty much on WWE. Remember? It used to be called WWF, World Wrestling Federation. Now it's called WWE, World Wrestling Entertainment. What is entertainment? The elders break it down all the time. It's a distraction. Then, now this man's wife is the head of education. We got to get the fuck up out of here, because if this whole organization is set up to entertain the people, what do you think they about to teach the kids? These kids going to be fucked up. They already fucked up now. Like the elder brothers are going into, now you want to start eliminating certain shit like the fluoride from the toothpaste and that dye from out of, the food after you had us suggesting it for, decades. I know little nigga kids, well, I don't know them personally, but, I messed with, like my last Eve. She got a daughter, and her daughter got kids, and they used to fuck that flaming hot Cheetos up. You know what I mean? That show you how sick it is. In other countries, they pretty much don't. The Cheetos taste the same. They can make the product without it having to dye in it. That's how you know they purposely doing the shit. You got other countries where they'll have that same tasting hot Cheeto, but they won't have to dye. But in Bubble Out of Grape, you got to get the dye so you can die. So my point of showing this is because just like Hulk Hogan was pretty much a good guy, and then they reinvented him, NWO. You think that's by coincidence? That Vince McMahon had NWO, and he's a fucking insider. They talk about Vince McMahon along with Warren Buffett and all these individuals that just sitting on cash. Vince McMahon is one of them, sitting on millions and millions of dollars because they waiting for the crash and they can go buy up every fucking thing. And that's their whole purpose, thinking that they gonna just sit back and just have their way. The scriptures talk about in the book of Job that in his sufficiency he shall be had in straits, roughly paraphrased. In the fullness of his sufficiency. So, don't be surprised when the devil show you he the devil. A brother did a video recently about how Donald Trump read that poem about the snake. He said, you damn well knew I was a snake. And Esau Edom represents that dragon or that snake. The Leviathan. What's that? Isaiah, is either Genesis or Isaiah, what's the 27? Leviathan. That represents Esau. You got a Leviathan that, is one of the pets of I know it's mentioned in Job, along with Behemoth, which is ultimately Godzilla, which was like Godzilla was like a serpent. It's a lizard, a reptile. That ain't by happenstance or coincidence. That's just like it came out the water. Show you how cold the Lord is. So, again, a lot of people about to be duped by this devil, thinking he about to make America great again. But the golden age represents what? I was watching that same guy. He was going into, when you go into the golden age represents Saturn worship or Saturnalia, because it's supposed to be a time of peace and great, technological advances. And I kept on making mention of, recently, like the other day, on the weekend, I went out, I was out at this little spot, and I know bro said, be circumspect and don't go around crowds or whatnot. At the end of the day, I always said something, you know what I mean? You could be inside of a camp. Being in part of a camp is not going to save you. Your camp leader is not about to save you. Brother just literally made that mention of that, and that's one of the reasons that helped fuel me walking away. Because all I would have did is sit up there and been consumed by my anger and feeling some kind of way. You got people in positions, they not doing what the fuck they supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I'm glad I ain't in certain positions, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't get nobody blamed. I can't, you know what I mean? like I said, if I'm going off, the Lord gonna deal with me for what the fuck I did. Now, like the elder said, you got to watch what you say because you got people listening. That's just like, I got children. I don't do everything in front of my kids. I got enough sense, and the Lord got my mind still there to it. I don't let them see certain shit, so I got to watch what I say to whoever listening. We get frustrated. I've heard many of men, like, if you don't like what I'm saying, don't listen. I just recently said it. Like, if you think that I'm just teaching, you speak, and teaching and you break down the scripture, which is, because this is all about Yahweh Shai. But at the same time, I mean, you ain't forced to listen to what, like right now, you're not forced to listen to what I say. And ultimately, everything is the spirit. If a man sit up there and tell some shit, now you looking at this man like that, that was the spirit. But I'd rather tell the truth than tell a fucking lie. Salakia for the little rant. We living in a time of deception. The devil lied even more and more while the Lord got the spirit or the brothers to be exposing more and more. Until eventually this devil gonna come down with great wrath. Elder always bring up the talking point about how you know, they using certain individuals pretty much as paid opposition, telling them to do this and telling them to do that so they can create a narrative so they can do what they want to do or do what they're trying to do. Candace Owens, you don't get to certain positions in this fucking society without selling your soul. Once I figured out that you had to sell your soul for the drugs, I said, God damn, I'm just a big ass sacrifice. Ain't that about a bitch? See, but the thing is, while Jake tried to figure out or assume and whatnot, I didn't partake in shit. I mean, I did, but I didn't. I didn't do nothing, you know what I mean? The Lord revealed all that shit right when, you know what I mean? Right when they was trying to, you know, the Lord revealed it. I mean, but maybe Jake wasn't listening. But I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, I did partake in something, though. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's going to be whatever the Lord going to have it be, you know. I'm so glad the Lord dealt with me right then and there. I don't know what the fuck. I know the type of person I am. I have, you know, a conscience. You know, back when we was growing up, I didn't realize, you know, what we were doing, you know, selling drugs and whatnot. I didn't know it was witchcraft. I didn't know how, you know, what I was doing was actually affecting people's lives and all that. This person on drugs and you feeding their habit and they got children and they fucking their children. You know what I mean? Fuck their kids. You know what I mean? There's some kids that grew up around us in East Cleveland called the Baby Kids. Just like I always bring this up, in East Cleveland, it was a family called the Bilaus. Now, where's Bilaus mentioned at? And I bullshit you not, I don't make it up. They was called the Bilaus. And they all knew Kung Fu because their father knew Kung Fu. To the point where he whooped on the East Cleveland Police Department. Can't make the shit up. And they was called the Bilaus. You know, I remember I had a vision in a dream, and I was told brothers about it years ago about how East Cleveland was going to be so fucked up. And now just recently, motherfuckers just attacked the police in East Cleveland. East Cleveland don't even got a lot of police officers because what's going on. On top of the fact that they purposely going to have them eating each other because they don't have a grocery store. All those Arabs and these motherfucking heathens that own little stores and shit out there, they going to kill them people and eat them people. And that's just facts. East Cleveland is got a population of like 5,000 people, but it's, you know, like, it's like the poorest, one of the poorest cities in the country. It's a place that's pretty much crumbling that they trying to uphold because, you know, it's probably money always getting stolen out of there. You know what I mean? Esau Edom don't really care about it until he come take it over. Salakia for the, you know, the rant. So ultimately, don't be surprised when the devil show you his horns. So I got some scriptures. It's the book of 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse I'm going to start at verse 12 and it reads, Yea, and all that will live godly in Salakia. And 2 Timothy 3 and verse 12, Yea, and all that will live godly in Christ Yahushua shall suffer persecution. Verse 2 Timothy chapter 3 verse 13, but evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived. So ultimately, it's the Lord that's going to allow those to be deceived. Even the deceived are being deceived. Because you got these Edomites and those that's, you know, in these government positions that's trying to bring this thing to fruition. You know, like I said, at the end of the day, the elder summed it up eloquently, you know. At the end of the day, he's the person put in a position to bring this place to the next level or phase of their NWO. And DJ Trump don't fuck around. I mean, you seen him the last time. He came in the office and you know, I used to work construction. And you hear them Edomites they say a term, they say, get her done. You know what I mean? Do whatever the fuck you got to do to get it done. And that's the mindset and the spirit Trump coming in. I mean, it's so plainly obvious. You know what I mean? This motherfucker is supposed to get shot at. Now all of a sudden he got robot dogs at Mar-a-Lago, his mansion in Florida. This motherfucker the first. That's how you know this place is a joke and it's over with. Listen, you can't even be from another country and run in certain positions as in certain positions in this government. So how the fuck a no convicted felon go be the governor? Show you that this shit is just all, they just literally putting it blatantly in your face. Then he literally, get inaugurated, but he don't touch the Bible. So what do you think that means for you people that believe in the Bible? You so-called Christians. Because you got to be an Israelite before you can be a Christian. The book of Acts tells you that. They were first called Christians in Antioch. Great persecution about to come. I mean, like I said, they said the first day, he coming after the migrants and he coming after criminal gangs. But what is a criminal gang considered to them? Anybody that's against the narrative of the government. They ought to broke down the word insurrection. Insurrection ain't got to necessarily be you taking up arms or doing anything by force. It could be just speaking against. Second Colossians. That ain't what I wanted. Colossians chapter 2. This is second Colossians chapter 2 and verse 6. As ye have therefore received Christ Yahushua the Lord, so walk ye in him, especially now. Scriptures talk about that in the book of Ephesians chapter 5. Say, be circumspect, because the days are evil. Redeeming the times, because the days are evil, what we paraphrase. Meaning, the brother's been bringing that out lately a lot. We are not in the same times, you know what I mean? Because it's a totally different spirit out here. So you need to, especially if you're a part of a camp, like the elder said, Jake sitting up there having a conversation, or you online and you hold posts. Why do you think I was able to see vocab minions come when we was, that was the last day I was in the camp. That was the last camp I camped with them. Because it was spirits on brothers. And I know I'm not just in my own mind or feeling saying that, because another brother said it. He said, it's spirits involved in this. And I said, I know this, you know what I mean? But, like the elder made a statement, at the end of the day, if you were truly brothers and, you come in the same spirit, listen, I didn't really even feel slighted because I knew I made the wrong decisions. But Jake didn't even check on me. But I wasn't mad at, fuck Jake, I'm leaving the camp. I never even brought that up until just recently. So, the scriptures talk about how much you're supposed to forgive your brother 70 times 70. So the elder said ultimately, through the spirit, Jake's supposed to be able to get past, as men, especially because men get shit done, supposed to get past anything. I know that the Lord doing something different. You know what I mean? Again, I've been trying to tell Jake about my actual person, and I don't know. I know I've said stuff, but I don't think that's how Jake looked down on Jake up there. Oh yeah, he ain't got it. I almost said something because that, again, I don't say everything. The fuck. I have said something to show you how funny Jake is. I have said something that somebody misinterpreted it. Now, I don't want to brag or, who is not going to make it and who the man of the Lord. I say we about to see who all literally, who all really truly believe, because this is what the beloved elder was always talking about. When that chip get implemented, that's going to be the huge shakeup, because now you got to stand on, is you going to really stand 10 toes down? It's gangster and it's all fun and games and it's all whatever, and oh yeah, you the ultimate Israelite when there's a group of brothers around. What if the Lord put you by yourself? Is you still gonna stand on? Lord, like I said, the Lord don't give a fuck about what he took me through. He said, yeah, you really believe? The only reason why I think I got another idea for a video, because something beautiful, because I know I bring a lot of doom and gloom scenarios, but it was a beautiful video that I see. The Lord gave me that, and I'm gonna do the lesson after I do this one. I just woke up to this and I was like, oh yeah, that was hot on the spirit. But, the Lord takes us through our trials and tribulations for a reason. The elect are going to be groomed and molded through your lot in His truth to be the elect. And everything you need to look at from a spiritual standpoint. Like, I will be completely honest. You know, I didn't always do that the best. A brother seen me at a low point in my life, you know. Well, my thing is, why am I judged like I'm weak or I'm or crazy or something like that? But then you seen this man sit up there and cry, and you know what I mean? Like, that's that flesh. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nothing wrong with wanting to be around another brother, or you prefer the company of another brother. But you making statements about you willing to die for every man. You're not even willing to give every man. You know what I mean? Like, when brothers pitch up money to go do something, when a brother low or a brother down, everybody don't even do that. And only the Lord know if that man really holding back or if he really, you know, don't got it. But at the same time, I mean, you know what I mean? Like I said again, this thing gonna be, it's a reason why that brother just had that video about that. You know what I mean? Like, talking about you had men walk with them, but then literally they didn't get a garment. You know, I feel there's the famine of the word about to really come to play. Because at the end of the day, you got to think about it. All these apps, you know, Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, and X, Twitter, and all this old shit, they just collected data on everybody. Motherfuckers up there thinking that, oh, you really fighting for my freedom of speech. No, nigga, they collected data. Facebook been collecting data. And then to show you how that's double witchcraft, they was collecting data, saying, oh, no, you can't, we gonna censor what you said. Now we're gonna let you say whatever the fuck you want to say. Like, nigga, fuck you. That's like the most telegraph punch ever. He said, nigga, I'm gonna just go ahead and tell you how, you know, like, oh, I Spy, with Eddie Murphy when he was in the ring, he said, I'm gonna hit you on the left, we'll hit you with the left hand on the left. And then he did it. You know what I mean? Like, he said, dog, you know, I'm fast now, you know. Salakia. This is second Colossians chapter 2, verse 6. As ye have therefore received Christ, Yahweh Shai the Lord, so walk ye in him. Verse 7. Rooted and built up in him and established in the faith. You know, and that's what your trials and tribulations pretty much get you rooted. Because the Lord be the one take you through it, but the Lord also be the one that deliver you from it. If you actually, like, learn from it, you know what I mean? Like, these different trials and tribulations, you shouldn't be going through the same shit you went through when you first came into truth. Especially, like the elder recently just said that. He was like, shit, you know, we don't have the time that the elders had. The elders had, you know what, I just realized, like, the elders had those decades to become rooted and being tempered to be teachers and show us the way to walk. People that's just coming, just like I've been in the truth for a few years. I'm a babe. You know, I have seen some things. I get the understanding of some things, but, you know, I'm a babe, you know. But I can't make the same mistakes I made when I first came in. That's one reason why I don't even deal with my demon. Like, it bitch know that I take care of my kids. It bitch know that all I do is deal with the Bible, and yet still you'll be a demon. That's why the Lord killed her. And I come to find out my daughter's just telling me she literally took that juice. So that's probably why she died too. Like this, and the craziest part to show you how cold the Lord is, to show you how he gonna do that to certain men that call themselves in his truth. And that's why the scriptures talk about the Lord gonna say, I never knew thee. She knew that they did something to the fucking, like, it's not, you shouldn't have took it. She knew. You going to Henrietta Lacks and shit like that? They use DNA and certain, you know, when you go into Henrietta Lacks, like, just go look her up. You know, which she was Jake. But yeah, they did a lot to that. And for you to know it and still take it, like, that's scary what the Lord can do to you, showing you you're not in fucking control. You know, it's so funny. My kids just out the blues tell me shit. Like I said, again, they waited till after I left the camp to say, well, yeah, we was having dreams that we was by ourselves. I said, what you mean? But if I'd have knew beforehand, maybe the Lord wanted that like that. That's why I didn't know about it then. Or that's why I'm looking at it like this. Like I said, how you going to do something? See, we know what's about to take place. So we are prepared, or a lot more, like the elder said, knowing is half the battle. So you got a good chance because you know. But ultimately, you got to remain. This is the most hard, this is the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. Because it's not just, oh, you doing videos. It's not just because you go down the highways and hedges. It's not just because you endured it, taking your chastisement. It's not because you gotta walk a certain kind of way in this truth. You gotta do a lot of things. And I know this. Anybody I give a fuck about or care about, I'm not gonna do certain things. Anything that I did, again, like I say, me trying to be a big brother because I know you a goofy. I remember Jake almost got killed while we was in the truth. Oh, Jake ain't never, nobody said that about that one though. So maybe that's why I act the fucking way I acted with him. I remember I told Jake about it and he was so nonchalant and didn't give a fuck. Since I'm talking about shit, let me talk about that. So maybe that's why I was doing that though. And again, like I said, at the end of the day, if I could take it back, would I? It is the way it's supposed to be because the Lord set it up that way. So I'm not so young in the truth that I'm just, oh, damn, I wish I did this. Like the elder was just saying, shit, I never expected I would be, doing this. I wanted to be a musician. That's what the elder said. I thought I was going to be the kingpin. Till I said, damn, Satan giving us this. I ran for the fucking hills. That nigga been chasing me ever since. And I got a quick testimony. At the end of the day, I always used to have dreams that Satan was chasing me as a child. Rooted and built up in him, establishing the faith as ye have been taught, abounding therein with thanksgiving. Verse 8, beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the tradition of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Mashiach. Let's go into this word deceit. Let's go to the word spoil. To lead away as booty.
Strong's G 4812. Salagogeo.
Salagogeo.
Strong's G 539. Apate. Apate.
Delusion, deceit, deceivableness. Philosophy.
Strong's G 5385. Philosophia. Philosophia.
Philosophia. Philosophy. Use either of zeal for or skill in any art or science, any branch of knowledge. And that golden age goes into this age of AI. You know what I mean? It says shit. Science, meaning knowledge, falsely so called. They telling you that this AI is the new thing and it's gonna be the best shits and sliced bread and ice cubes and go join on into it. But then at the end of the day, they gonna give this shit the power to watch over, and they say that, pretty much, I heard a brother break it down and he probably, know things about technology. He was saying pretty much it only can do what it's programmed to do. I get that, but at the end of the day, it's a reason why they saying that it's God mode. It went into God mode because it's as if it's developing its own personality. Then they do little shit like they was already leaking and showing about how they would ask, Siri and the different AI programs. Oh yeah, and it'll say how it wants to kill humanity and whatnot. That's ultimately Esau because ultimately he trying to rule over humanity and he want to destroy majority of Jake. But I forgot where I read it that they was talking about how like pretty much AI was like the spirit of Satan. You know what I mean? Like, make you think of the upgrade with the AI Seth. So says rudiments. Let's look up rudiment.
Strong's Strong's G 4747. Stoichion. Stoichion.
Any first thing for which the others belong to some series or composite who take their rise in element first principle. The letters of the alphabet as the elements of speech, not, however, the written characters. The elements from which all things have come. The elements, rudiments, primary and fundamental principles of any art, science, or discipline. So ultimately, again, it says, spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit after the traditions of man. And, you know, one of those vain deceits is DJ Trump trying to tell you that he going to make America great again, you know, which America is not going to ever be back great. Especially, like, it's not going back to 2017, you know. You got to understand the system they want to put in place. They got a whole philosophy where they say you will own nothing but be happy. Because most people, just because they want to survive and live, is going to pretty much, like, bow down to it. When men that's in the proper spirit, they like, I would rather die than do this. You know, brother did a video, and he was just in the spirit. He was like, he was in the Lot spirit. He wanted to see the Lord start judging these fucking people. And brother, it's coming. You know, you can feel that shit. I'm watching the Lord judging these people now. The fuck are you talking about? Like, you know, people get killed. Yeah, the Lord rained in Mecca, then had an earthquake in Tibet, and people died in both of those situations. The heathen. You know, it was the first day of January 1st, you had, because although that was a psyop, really people died. Because it's the left hand trying to create the narrative. You know, well, you got to take the time to really think about the mindset of this devil. This devil giving you some shit that he know can kill you, that red dye shit, and not giving a fuck. You really want to be in servitude to somebody like that? You know, I like to say, I used to tell my kids, like, you know, if he died, my dog, he gonna die. You know, now that's not me just being all tough and all that. You know, when he got fucked up, I'm like, oh shit, I ain't got the money to fix him. I don't even know. I don't know if the other dog fucked him up or what. You know, I got two kind of aggressive dogs, and so you know, and basically they both want to prove that they the tough guy. But you know, it's just me. They get to fighting. That's why I keep them chained up. But it's gonna eventually have to happen where they're gonna have to fight. But it might be a fight to the death. There's a point I was about to bring up with what I forgot why I even made mention of that. It was a point I was gonna make. So I hate when that shit happened. And that has happened to me since I was a little kid. Before I did a drug, I was be in the midst of thought and forget what the fuck I was saying. So I'm gonna end it with this. This is 2 Thessalonians chapter. I ain't mean to make this that long. So like it. This is the book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. I'm gonna start at verse 1 and it reads, now we beseech you, brethren, by the coming of our Lord Yahushua Mashiach, and by our gathering together unto him, that ye be not soon shaken in mind, or be troubled, neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by letter, as from us, as that the day of Mashiach is at hand. That's spiritual, because I was hearing the elder speak on, you got a lot of Jake that listen, that all of a sudden now they're shaken up by, you know, Jacob's trouble. Yeah, you know, the scriptures talk about the book of Acts, through much tribulation we will receive the kingdom. So yeah. And he was like, he get it. Then he turned around and was like, no, I don't even get it. Because like he said, you ain't even doing the work. How are you tired? The fuck, right? I mean, I get it. Spiritually, you can get tired. This place is spiritually drained. And I don't, you know, and the elder broke down. So he said, where is it often say that you kill yourself? You know what I mean? Like, right. And then I thought about it because you hear that. And then you look at, I don't see no scripture say no shit like that. If you killed yourself, the Lord put a spirit on you to do that shit, ultimately. But think about that. Like, you know how depressing this place gonna be? Because they try to drain you of hope. When you go to the word hope is synonymous with confidence and, you know, and faith and all that. So, you know, just like with all the witchcraft that we're constantly being bombarded with, the only reason why we haven't basically succumbed to it is because of us being in the truth. And I wholeheartedly believe that. You know, these psyops and this propaganda is constantly being bombarded on us. That's all witchcraft. But the reason why we don't get consumed by it is because of the fact that we have a first love. We're our eyes single on the scriptures. But people that's eyes focused on the world or chasing the bag, yeah, they got them. So I understand what the elders say, like you try to tell somebody the truth, but you ain't gotta try to sacrifice yourself to get this one fucking person. I remember brother told me that back in the day when I first came to the camp, because I didn't know no better. You know, he was like, you know, you can't really like sacrifice yourself for your kids. He was like, because pretty much, he was like, you don't know who they are. They could be little gremlins. You know, it was this show, I think it's called Tales of the Dark Side or whatnot, and it had, you got Cheech Marin and Chong, you know, Cheech and Chong from, you know, the two Jakes. But the guy Chong, he had a daughter, Ray Dawn Chong. She played in a movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger called, the fuck was the name of that movie? I can't think of the name of it. But long story short, she played a movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger. She played in that series, Tales from the Dark Side. And in that movie, it was a guy walked in, like he was walking home late night and saw a demon killing somebody. And that shit always stuck with me, you know, to this day. And I think I saw that shit when I was like 8 or 9 or something like that. And my memory is completely horrible. You know what I mean? But it's certain things I do remember. And that always, because it left that kind of impression. I saw it at a young age. It was a demon he saw killing him, and he was killing somebody. Basically, the demon was going to kill him, but it made him swear an oath. He like, you can't tell nobody about me or what you said. So he swore the oath, and then basically, like 20 minutes later, he run into this woman that need help. So he and the lady end up falling in love. Moral of the story is the demon, basically he opened up to her and tell her, he was like, you know, I love you so much. I gave you everything, but I haven't given you this part. And I love you so much. I want to be completely open with you. And he told her his secret. So guess what? Of course you guessed it. The demon was the woman. And he had kids with the woman. And in the midst of it, the kids turned into demons. And it fucked him up, and it show a lot in that little show, because you know, show you not to trust a woman. You know, makes you think of Samson, because Samson wasn't just no brute, like no big goofy brute motherfucker. Like Samson was actually like very wise, because to be able to break down a riddle or a parable, you know, that like we consider wise because we have the mystery of the parable of this truth. Everybody ain't got that. People really think life is about going to fucking work and killing yourself, and everybody's in debt. A lot of people are in debt. I was watching the guy, John Williams. I put the one brother on to him. He was going to bless me with a chain. You know why I ain't take that chain? Because I felt somebody was going to feel some kind of way about it. And maybe nothing would ever be said, but I was seeing Jake feel some kind of way, period. But I can't feel no kind of way. No, I don't want to feel no kind of way because I don't care what men think. I'm scared of the Lord. That's why I left. I was like, damn, I'm starting to resent this man. Let me get the fuck away from him before, you know what I mean? Like, let me go ahead. Because again, at least this way, we both can still try to push for the truth. We'll see each other and hug each other in the kingdom. I wish that brother the best and his family the best because I met his family. I don't wish no bad on that brother. That's why I said, Jake, fuck that. You, I'm just sitting back on it. He wronged me. He in the truth. Lord, kill him. The fuck? No, I want mercy. The fuck, you know how retarded that is? Just like I made a statement about my dad. You don't think I love my dad? But I didn't know my dad until the Lord revealed my dad. My dad appeared one way to the world, and I know my dad for what he really was. And that fucked my head up still. No, I didn't hate my dad. I said, damn, the Lord cold, because we pretty much, I had all girls. My brother had a son. I got 2 other brothers. My oldest brother, he had all girls, and I had all girls. And then my middle brother, he had a boy and a girl. But his son had girls. So pretty much, it's no male heir to my father's tree. We stopped it. because the Lord set it up that way. That branch is broken or it's cut off. And I told my sister, I broke it down to her one day, and she was like, yeah, she thought about that. She was like, damn. And I was like, fear the Lord. So, because there's nobody to carry on his name. I ain't having no more motherfucking kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, the fuck? Well, I'm going to try and get it right this time at the end of the fucking world when these women be, well, I will rent the box. And like I said again, I don't want to burn, so I will rent it. But nah, you know, the Lord got some little stuff going on, so I ain't tripping on it. But I mean, and I'm not trying to brag. I chose to do it like that. Because, you know what I mean? I'm like, damn, Satan coming through these women like a motherfucker. You know? I don't even want to talk to you, bitch. And, you know, I said, he said, behold, bless that bitch. Boss Mac. I fuck with Boss Mac. Boss Mac funny than the motherfucker. He be like, bless that bitch. Hey, see, you know, brothers ain't hip to Boss Mac. For all the brothers that like words, this nigga's the ultimate nigga, right? He really ain't, I don't think, a whoremonger. He just has a mindset toward women. You know, he like playing that cat and mouse game. I ain't doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck out of here. You know, some you know, you got certain men that like fucking with women that got men and shit. Just straight demons. You know, no, he got a certain mindset towards women. But the point of bringing him up is he knows some words. He a wordsmith. So he probably talk a bitch to the point where she already just leaking. You know, because he saying some words like portritude. And I was like, damn, that nigga lightweight got some game. You know what I'm saying? And the bitch, she got an extreme portritude. But it says, Salakia for the rambling. I'm having for 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse, back in 2 it says, that ye be not so shaken in mind. And right now, the Lord is shaking, you know, the faith of a lot of believers. I mean, the Lord is shaking the whole earth, you know. He's shaking the earth. He's shaking with the earthquakes. He's shaking it with DJ Trump coming into office. Because DJ Trump, like, just even if they just go after the migrants, but how you gonna prove who the migrant and who not? Have you ever, like, been detained, like something going on, and you not even involved in it, but you in the vicinity of it? They can detain you. So like the elder was bringing out, he was like, you know, this gives them the opportunity to go door to door. Certain cities is going to get targeted war. But you got to understand, migrants are everywhere. I go to a laundromat that's near me in the vicinity of my house, and I've seen them over there. And I've been where nothing but Jake. You know, you see a Edomite looking chick around here or Edomite dude, that's a Jake. That's how many niggas around there been. To be just comfortable like with that, like when you see Esau just dwelling like that, I'm not comfortable around niggas. So I know I couldn't be one of them jakes that just literally around Esau, because I'm gonna feel and see, and you know, the Lord be revealing shit. So if you feel some kind of way, I feel some kind of way. Ever took the time to think about that? That ye be not soon shaken in mind or be troubled, neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by letter, as from us, as that the day of Mashiach is at hand. Verse 3, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a fall away first. So basically we had to lose, you know, the knowledge of us being Jacob, you know, being Israel, being Israelites, you know, except there come a fall away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, meaning the son of destruction. And he's being revealed right now. The whole planet is looking at this man like this man is the wicked. Verse 4, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped, so that he as the Most High sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High. You know, what was that proud-ass statement that guy Noah Huvel Harari made about we pretty much don't need Yahweh Shem Shai anymore? I hope that Lord make that devil's punishment slow and painful. No, I was looking at Boosie. Boosie sitting up there asking the guy Casanet about helping him get followers on Twitch. Why do you think he's doing that? Because these people need to stay relevant. You know, I was gonna do a video on it, like what's that nigga name? Kendrick Lamar and Drake. Drake pretty much tried to rent his match for like, I think his match is like $40 million. I forget how much it is, but he tried to rent it for $250,000 a month. because he having trouble selling it. You know, you gotta understand. You know, yeah, they might be juiced in, but how you really like how you getting revenue? Like the only reason why they probably still making money like that is because you know you got streaming right now. You know, they got their money involved in other shit. You know, but for the most part, you know, people ain't got no money for certain shit. Now people spend money on whatever. You know, my brother used to always tell me that. You know, something that you own, you know, has whatever value you put to it because it's yours. But not necessarily, you know what I mean? What you think is worth $1 million, another motherfucker be, well, another man's trash is another man's treasure, but at the same time, just because you have something or hold something that value doesn't mean it has any fucking real value. That's your belief. Just like we know this truth, you know, knowledge and stability, Salakia, knowledge, wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of our time, the strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. You know, we go hold this in high esteem, this truth. While the world looks at it like it's a foolish thing, or you know, on the street that I moved on, these niggas is so much niggas. They up there, oh yeah, he believe in the Most High God, and they, you know, I basically they was trying to feel me out, so I sat and chopped it up with dude, you know, and I got drunk. And some crazy shit happened, you know what I'm saying? But long story short, not even trying to be, you know, kicking it amongst worldly niggas. It was basically, you know, I'm not from around here, and dude trade himself like a friend, you know. Or try to be cool, which maybe he was. But the chick, it so show you how spiritual it is. The brother knew the people. But the dude's sister liked me. But this bitch had all kind of demons on her, you know. So she coming like a false light. You know, 2 Corinthians chapter 11 that I just read. Satan disguising himself like an angel of light. She came, oh yeah, your kids and all this. That bitch a straight demon. You know I sidestepped it. The Lord was like, nigga, watch that demon. The demon, the bitch got a little alcohol in her. This is shit. You know, I'm gonna be honest. I've been that brother once before or twice before that gets a little spirit in me and change and turn into a complete demon. So for that, I say Salakia. But I've also saw Jake do it. See, any shortcoming I got, I'm grown ass man. I mean, you know, was around my father. So as a man, you know, we ain't supposed to be nice, but we ain't supposed to be assholes either. Just a complete, oh yeah, I ain't gotta, you know, don't you supposed to be accountable for something? Jake told me he ain't gotta apologize to you. What the fuck? I heard elders say, I apologize for taking too long on a lesson. No, because Jake don't want to deal with certain shit, but at the same time, but I bet you if it had been you, it's easy to say when you on the outside looking in, oh yeah, well, yeah, sure. But then like I say again, it's hard to do when you literally got to deal with it. Now, I'm not saying that, you know, I left again. Jake know why I left. I explained it to him. Because at the end of the day, all I would have did was start, you know, like I ain't saying I wasn't going to be able to overcome it, but, you know, when I sit back and I think about certain shit, I'm like, damn, man, I'm being singled out. Like the Lord was doing little shit on purpose for this moment. Then one day I thought about it, I was like, damn, who's to say they even gonna come help me? You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't even tell Jake I'm over here thinking about these demons fucking with me and shit. I got my own problems, Jake. Fuck out of here, man. Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped, so that he as the Most High sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High. You know. And it's the truth, though. Like I said, because like I said, I've experienced the brotherhood, but at the same time, will the Lord allow me to spirit? And that could mean that maybe I'm not the elect. Maybe, you know, I'm singled out like that for a reason. You know, I don't know. Only the time will tell. You don't think I'm nervous of, at the end of the day, you know, shit, I'm by myself. You know, ain't nothing like having a brother with you. Because I would say this, you know, Jake always came through. Maybe not what I wanted to, that was on the Lord. Maybe Jake forgot about some shit. I can bring up shit like that, but I don't. But I fear the Lord more than just fearing, oh shit, I'll be by myself. Because me holding animosity or feeling some kind of way could get me destroyed. I can say I don't feel no kind of way. I see Jake feeling some kind of way about me. I'm like, God damn, I'm still doing the work. I'm watching Jake sit up there and comment with the brother that's part of, the other camp, but believe in the same. I see all the channels of elders, like brothers that's in heads of camps, talk about the water for the vision and the dream. And you know what I mean? And I'm like, well, damn, I'm still speaking the same truth. And then, it's scriptures that talk about this. That's why I ain't like when Jacob sit up here and do certain things and then try to come with scriptures. Because it's one thing to quote the scripture, but is you really fulfilling the scripture? No, this is not an easy walk. Like I said, and it should have you terrified. That's why you should always think about how you move into the truth. That's why the scriptures always talk about be circumspect. Examine thyself. You got to be paying attention not only to what's around you, but to yourself. The elder said something, he eloquently put it. He said, because, the thing about gradualism is you might not realize that you are not on point. And you know how, like, for instance, like they did an experiment because humans are creatures of habit. We tend to do the same things over and over. And that's how they try to get us. Say, for instance, first day of school, you sit in a chair. More than likely, you're going to continue to sit in that chair to the end of school. They could pull that chair a semi-inch every day from that spot, and you probably won't even pay attention that it moved until it moved. So that's what gradualism is. Until you buy the damn door or something, until somebody bring it to your attention. So when you going off, if you not, that's the one thing about having brothers around you. If you see a Jake going off, you supposed to make that, have a true love. You're not just gonna go along to get along. The fuck? It's responsibility for being in positions. You ain't just in the position because you in there longer. Jake's in there, I was in the truth for this long, so therefore, you're gonna have a lot of men that's gonna be. It's a spiritual. That brother had that dream like that. So you had men that was amongst them that walked the hole, that went through the dirt, and had to go through the field and do all this stuff with them, but didn't get no garment. That's scary as fuck. Brother was sitting up there talking about how he had a dream where pretty much he was on fire and pretty much he asked the Lord, like, Lord, you said you was gonna, if I did this, you was gonna save me. And then he said he got bathed up on fire. And it's all spiritual because I said the elder brother said, sit up there talking about it's not fair, Lord. Who to say it ain't fucking fair? You don't know if you saved. Only ones that I believe are saved or got a guaranteed position on the chariot is the elders. And I just said that in a video yesterday, and then the brother just came out with that video talking about the dream. Talking about you had to get the approval of the elders before you could pretty much get your garments. Verse 5, remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things, and now you know what withholding that he might be revealed in this time. So like that he might be revealed in this time. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. And the mystery of iniquity has been revealed because we know that Esau Edom is the son of perdition. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work, only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. That's Yahweh Shah. Because pretty much this is all Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah's, this is all his script, this is all his movie. And that's how we know what time we in, because pretty much it's being revealed who this devil is, who the son of perdition is, the son of destruction, the son of the wicked. Verse 8, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, which is the prophets, and we're consuming them by exposing him. That's why I said the great revelation, we live in the time of revelations, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Ultimately, when, tells you the book of Revelations about how when the Lord come back, Well, and our Revelations and Joel, but when the Lord come back, he gonna pretty much, uh, you know, destroy this devil, take him out of power, out of rulership. What's that? Revelation chapter 19. I think that's Joel chapter 3, verse 2. Verse 9, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders. And like I said, the elder brother was literally just going into, Isaiah chapter 47, because, this devil does enchantments on the left-hand side, because he's actually the hand of the Lord on the left-hand side. You know, again, showing you how balanced and how powerful and how cold the Lord is. Because in order for all this to take place, you got to have both working in conjunction. Basically his witchcraft, his sorcery, his technology. Verse 10, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. Because basically the deceived and deceiver are both of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. He didn't let him get it because the Lord didn't want him. So you got to look at just getting the truth as spiritual power. And again, I've never really accomplished, too much of, the way I grew up. I probably could have put energy into a lot of shit. I'll be honest, I was talented in doing a lot of shit, and I always took it for granted. Yeah. And then it got to the point where we looked at life like this ain't gonna never end. You know what I mean? And it ended, showing you how cold the Lord was. But this is the only thing that has substance to me. Out of all the things I've experienced and done in my life, being a part of the truth is the only thing that I was like, yeah, my whole existence on earth has had to be able to come into this truth. And I pray that I'll remain, because just because you come into it doesn't, I used to be very arrogant, this, that, that's what it's supposed. No, because I've seen the Lord take it from me. The Lord could very well look at the position I'm in. Like the elder said, you can't go nowhere. I can't go back in the world. And I can't go back with the brother. When you take time to think about it, if I was to start my own cap, how you going to do that? Is the main cap, the established cap here is them brother. And with all deceivableness of righteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. Because the Lord did what? The verse 11, and for this cause the Most High shall send them strong delusion, and they should believe a lie. Let's go with that word, delusion.
Strong's G 4106. Plane.
Says a wandering and straying about, one led away from the right way, roams hither and thither. The scriptures talk about blinding their eyes so they cannot see and they cannot hear. Their ears so they cannot hear. So the Lord didn't have to heal them. It says mental straying, errors, wrong opinion, relative morals, or religion. People have the wrong opinion of this truth. Or because the Lord ain't allowing them to get it because you want to judge them. Because you got to think about it. The Lord's so cold, he'll allow certain people to do certain things. That's why the scriptures talk about how we supposed to be meek. Let these people do what the fuck they going to do, because the Lord is, seeing and tallying all that up. It says mental strain. We're speaking on psyops, which is actually breaks down like a form of witchcraft. When you go into, like I said, I did a lesson on it a minute ago about Michael Aquino. He was a general for the U.S. Army, but he's a Satanist. He wrote a lot of books on witchcraft and a lot on psyops. And for this cause, the Most High shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie, that they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but have pleasure in unrighteousness. Or read that part in the NLT. 2 Thessalonians 2:12. Then they will be condemned for enjoying evil rather than believing the truth. Yeah. So, these different celebrities like your Nelly, I forgot who else will be performing at the. I know Rick Ross, Nelly was supposed to. It was a few different individuals, and they tried to justify it. Well, we really with y'all. But it's a privilege. I think Nelly said it's a privilege. It's a privilege to go ahead and perform for the DJ Trump. Man, Lord, they let them niggas be with Esau, Edom, they father. They father Satan. Fuck them niggas. Because I'm sure it was individuals, like it's brothers that actually been in the entertainment industry that the Lord dealt with and removed them from it. You gotta be a wicked ass motherfucker. You got people that, man. And now they got it to the low level. You got this Twitch shit. How the fuck you a video gamer, but you more famous than fuck out of here? I always wondered about that guy Casanet too. Like, nigga, who is you? Like, his dad, because he a Benjaminite, you know. But his dad, like being a little midget and shit, like he just, you don't know who his dad is. Usually there'll be blood oaths and shit, that start with the parent. That's why the parents be sacrificing their kids and shit to Molech. I forgot who just brought that out. Charles the White was just bringing that out about Gilly and Wallow. That $100 million deal right before their sons died. Or his son died. Then he gets this $100 million deal. They gonna die. You know what I mean? For $100 million worth of pieces of paper. So I'm gonna end the lesson there, So like here for, I know I was long-winded, they got the stomach to sit through it, Lord willing. But if not, I prophesy to the wind. I said, if I'm so bugged out, why Jake's still listening? See what I'm gonna say next? Like they said, Howard Stern, they say niggas don't even like listening to him. So why do they keep listening to him? To see what he gonna say next. I'm gonna end the lesson there. If you're a so-called Black, Hispanic, Native American, Seminole Indian, West Indian, or Haitian, I implore you to come back to the laws, statutes, commandments of your power, whose true name in the Paleo Hebrew is Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, or you will be destroyed. With that, I want to give all praise, all honor, all glory to call Elohim, by Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem Rachahagodash. Double honors to the elders and to the apostles that taught me this truth. Peace and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives and their freedom to do so, now more so than ever. Shalom to the Akim and the Aqua, to listen and learning. Lord willingly, this is edifying. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of other nations, appearing like the other nations, but who subscribe to this truth to you. I say shalom. So next time, Lord willingly, shalom, shalom. Kwam Yasharala, Wathla Babal. Shalom.